It's day 3 of the FedEx Cup, and Scottie Scheffler is still in the lead due to the goofy handicap start. Tomorrow the FedEx Cup ends, and we're expecting a lot of players to jump ship Sunday evening or Monday morning. The news is going to break any second, and any second happened while I was making this video. ESPN just came out at 2:56 p.m. Pacific time with sources: Open champ Cameron Smith, Harold Varner III, several other PGA Tour players expected to join LIV Golf, and this list includes Chile's Joaquin Niemann, India's Anirban Lahiri. He finished second at the Players' Championship, the one that Cameron Smith won. So now essentially, if this holds true, the LIV Golf Tour will have the top 3 finishers of the Players' Championship, which were Cameron Smith, Lahiri, and Paul Casey. Go figure. That's the PGA Tour's flagship event, and really... So this video from the Golf Channel from 4 days ago has given me my Zoolander moment.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
This video is titled, Golfers from U.S. International Presidents Cup Teams to Watch Out For. Again, it's from 4 days ago, and we are on the precipice of a bunch of players heading to the LIV Golf Tour, and it's really more of a matter of who's going. The Golf Channel should have just waited. To put this in Thanksgiving Day terms, you know Uncle Greg is going to take the best part of the turkey, and you're going to have to make do with just a little bit of gravy and some old cranberry sauce. I just sped through the part where Freddie and Tiger are hugging, pretending like they didn't know the outcome because, of course, the U.S. wins all the President's Cups in what is essentially a truly meaningless exhibition. How many of these guys will be there this time around? The U.S. team in the last President's Cup had all 12 of its players in the top 22 of the world. How is this fair? The only ones that are left for this team are Cantlay, JT, Schauffele, and Finau. The rest have either gotten worse or gone to the LIV Golf Tour. Before Will Zalatoris blew 2 vertebrae out, the U.S. would have been able to field a team with 12 players all within the top 22 of the world. Now, if they choose Kevin Kisner, they can still have all their players within the top 29 of the official World Golf Rankings.
Has won every single one. You remember that tie 17-17 back in 2003. You had Tiger and Ernie. You had Jack and Gary as captains. 1998 was the lone international win. That was at Royal Melbourne.
It's usually over before the final day.
Got 8 players for captain Trevor.
So when I saw this, I thought to myself, Golf Channel, you've been covering the fact that potentially Cameron Smith will be going to the LIV Golf Tour, but for this video, you're ignoring that fact now? Let's take a look at this list as to who of these people might actually be going to the LIV Golf Tour. Number 1, Cameron Smith, widely believed to be going to the LIV Golf Tour. So why would you have this video up a week before he might leave for the LIV Golf Tour? Do you want more egg in your face? Hideki Matsuyama, widely rumored he might go. Sung Jae Im would be a great addition to the Korean team. Joaquin Niemann, again, a lot of people think that he'll go. Joo Young Kim, if I'm correct, that's the young 20-year-old Tom Kim. Number 7, Adam Scott, a likely candidate to go to the LIV Golf Tour. Mito Pereira, mild rumblings. It's funny because if you look at the list before LIV, you would have had Abraham Ancer, for example. He would have still been on this list now that he's over there.
Immelman, you see Cam Smith, Hideki Matsuyama, Sung Jae Im, Joaquin Niemann. You've got my boy Tom Kim, Corey Connors, Adam Scott, and Mito Pereira. So we've got 4 picks to make.
You're going to have more than 4 picks to make once some of these guys are no longer on the International President's Cup team. I have no idea how they're going to break this down or why they're breaking this down now when this list is going to be inaccurate in less than 48 hours potentially.
To shake things up a little bit for the international team, certainly we got KH Lee, who's won twice, 2 Byron Nelsons in a row. So, I mean, and he's in the Tour Championship, so he earns his spot easily.
Okay.
But then I think you've got to think about a guy named Ryan Fox, who's plays the European Tour mostly. He's won a couple of times there.
Never heard of him before. No idea who he is. Ryan Fox is number 48 in the world. Here's something to think about, though. Is Ryan Fox really 48 in the world? He is under the old system, but they're changing the official World Golf Ranking points because the thinking is that the old system of the official World Golf Ranking points gave too many points if you compare the points to talent ratio to the European, now DP World Tour. So yes, Ryan Fox is 48th in the world, but under the new system in a year or so, this guy could actually be 120th in the world.
New Zealand, very long hitter.
He is a big hitter. He's a big, strong,
powerful guy. His dad was a great rugby player. And I just think he's somebody who in football, a team that is not as long and strong as the American team needs length. And so he's a guy who's maybe made some birdies. He's certainly had some really explosive rounds. I've seen Eagles on TV that he reaches par 5s other guys can't reach.
Yes.
The way these two Golf Channel announcers are mumbling about Ryan Fox's being a long hitter and reaching par 5s and being big and muscular, they just Googled the guy. They have no idea who he is either, but they got to come up with a few names.
A guy for chemistry and a guy for what they lack, who can fill a void perhaps.
And you like Cam Davis, you like Lucas Herbert as well.
This announcer guy just picked 3 more random names. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. He just wants to get to lunch.
Hard job for Trevor, wouldn't you say?
It's always a hard job to tell people they're not on the team. And
Yeah.
It's going to be a particularly hard year for Trevor Immelman when the top player, Cam Smith, tells Trevor that Cam isn't going to be on the team.
And then with all the uncertainty going on right now, it's even harder.
Yeah.
Because he wants.
There you go. Finally mentioning that there's a lot of uncertainty and there's no point in planning until these next 7 players make their announcement that they're going to the LIV Golf Tour. Before we continue with the Golf Channel segment, let's take a quick look at this Golf Digest article titled "Uncertainty Over President's Cup Roster Leaves International Captain Trevor Immelman Preparing for Anything," dated August 24th, 2022. The 42-year-old South African should only have to wait a few more days before he'll know who is staying and who is going. Multiple reports suggest as many as 7 PGA Tour players who competed in the FedEx Cup playoffs will announce they are joining the Saudi-backed rival tour after the Tour Championship in Atlanta. It is believed the new recruits will then play LIV Golf's next event outside Boston on September 2nd to 4th. Those players will be banned by the PGA Tour and become ineligible to play in the President's Cup taking place September 22 to the 25th in Charlotte.
If some players are going to LIV and they're going to be on the president's team, that could create, tension. You don't need that. So,
doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Jaime Diaz, golf announcer guy who just said all that stuff. There's not going to be any tension if they say they're going to LIV, because if they're going to LIV, they're probably going to be playing in Boston and therefore not eligible to play in the President's Cup.
A lot more to consider this year than probably average years.
Not to mention language barrier, different countries. They've put together the shield, which I love, the logo. You got the shirts and the hats, and Ernie really got the team to buy in, I thought.
Come on, Damon Hack. You're better than this. Don't be this guy. No one's buying into what you're buying into. It's a pointless exhibition, and there is a solution. Let's just scrap this President's Cup this year and get the LIV Tour versus the PGA Tour. Look at the stars on the LIV Tour. You got the old U.S. Ryder Cup team, Bryson Brooks, DJ. And then you got all the European stalwarts, Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia. It's going to be an actual competition Super Team versus the PGA Tour. The rest of this segment gets even more pointless and borderline painful. A lot of the focus is on building chemistry between men. And I'm no science major, but no thank you. What do you think of scrapping this President's Cup fiasco and just having LIV Tour versus the PGA Tour? Get in the comment section below and invite some friends. We need to get the subscription up.